everyone, I'm Rebecca McLaughlin-Duane, and this week we're looking at the record growth of the halal industry, in particular when it comes to food and tourism. We'll examine the UAE's ambitions to become a global home for halal certification.
This will help United Arab Emirates to achieve its strategic goal.
But first, halal tourism has grown at almost double the pace of the wider industry in recent years, with boutique hotels popping up to cater for the millennial market. Salim Saeed checked in to check out how business was doing.
A dry hotel that doesn't serve alcohol? That might seem like a key missing ingredient for many vacationers, but some Muslim travelers are finding comfort in alcohol-free halal food-serving hotels, like some in the UAE. Probably the most obvious aspect is that all food served is halal, for Muslim guests to observe their dietary needs. Some hotels have separate men and women's gyms, or women's only beaches with all female staff for privacy. Establishments have designated prayer halls, rooms in hotels made for families to share. Also, without loud parties, no gambling facilities, or late-night events taking place, they aim to provide a family-friendly experience. The Muslim travel market is valued at $169 billion, not including Hajj and other religious pilgrimage. And it made up about 12% of the 2016 global market spending of $1.4 trillion, making it the second largest travel market in the world after China. And it's not slowing down. It's expected to make up 14% of global travel expenditure by 2022 at $283 billion. So who from the Muslim community is expanding this industry? Well, millennials, of course, which a report from the 2017 Global Muslim Travel Index identified as the key driver of growth in the Muslim travel market.
I think they come here because it's comfortable for them. They know what they're getting. They know that they don't have to question every dish. Everything is halal. There's no alcohol. There's no temptation. And the guests, they don't feel that they're competing with different cultures. So they come to a place that's designated for them.
And it turns out it's not just Muslim travelers that are looking for that kind of comfort.
We want to stay and relax here in the hotel. And we want to relax without alcohol. And it's a good area for families. It's also not loud in the hotel. And we want to come here without a disco.
The lead countries providing services for halal tourists are mainly in Muslim-majority countries, like Malaysia, the UAE, Turkey, and Indonesia. In Europe, countries such as Norway are providing local foods prepared by halal standards and offering tours for the ever-growing population of Muslim travelers. And a new wave of millennial travelers are using social media apps to find out where the halal hotspots are and also to share their adventures. One of these Muslim millennials is food and travel photographer Sukaina Rajabali. Once an optometrist, she exchanged her retinal camera for a photography one 10 years ago. Working as a freelance food photographer and more recently a traveling one, setting off to over 27 different global destinations. As a result, she gets reactions from other women who want to travel, wondering how a hijab-wearing Muslim woman can embark on expeditions around the world.
Get more comments from covered ladies than those who don't cover, because they'd be like, oh, I've been avoiding going to this place because it's an island and I don't expect to be able to do snorkeling or go diving, and I wouldn't be allowed to do this, or everyone would stare at me if I did. The boundaries and barriers are more for the covered ladies thinking that they can't go out there and do what they want to do and aspire to do.
What do you tell them when they ask you that?
Well, I don't really tell them anything. I think the pictures speak for themselves. The videos kind of in the behind the scenes kind of really show and bring the viewer there and show how it's really done and how natural it is and how it's so possible.
Choosing to answer by example, with a snapshot of how being modest is no trade-off for being adventurous.
According to a report by Reuters on the global state of the Islamic economy, Muslim expenditure on food and beverages will exceed $1.9 trillion by 2022. And there are plenty of new opportunities for halal food startups and new products to enter the market. The problem is there is no universal halal standardization, and that is threatening to curb the sector's growth. Halal food is the largest and most diverse sector within the entire Islamic economy. In food and drink terms, halal refers to what is permissible under Islamic law, with animals having to be slaughtered and processed in a particular way, and products not being able to contain pork or alcohol. And according to a report published by the Dubai Islamic Economy Development Center and Reuters, Malaysia is the current world leader in halal food rankings, followed by the UAE, which has made significant inroads to become a reference point for global regulation of the halal food industry. The sector's expansion has resulted in the launch of everything from halal baby food and confectionery to ready meals. But holding back the industry's potential is the lack of one single unified halal standard, a single rubber stamp for all products on the market. The Emirates Authority for Standardization and Metrology is a body responsible for all the standards and guidelines linked to health, safety, consumer protection, and also certification, not least when it comes to overseeing the halal food industry. To date, the organization has certified around 200 UAE companies and more than 7,000 halal products, 95% of which are in the food sector. And the expectation is for the industry's growth to increase by around 10% per annum. ESMA's Director General, His Excellency Abdullah Al-Maini, spoke to Inspire about removing the barriers to growth within the region's halal industry. Your Excellency, a very warm welcome to Inspire Middle East.
Thank you for inviting me to be part of this program.
Now, the UAE wants to be a global hub for the halal food industry, a bridge between East and West. What's ESMA doing to help that plan along?
Actually, it's happening now because in late 2014, UAE issued the regulation for monitoring halal products, which consists of accreditation requirements, certification requirements, also requirements on factories or slaughterhouses or any premises that they are producing a halal product or providing services of halal services, let's say. This scheme is based on international standards, and this is the first kind of it in the world globally, and this will help United Arab Emirates to achieve its strategic goal, making UAE and Dubai as a hub of and capital of Islamic economy of the world.
Some say that the lack of standardization when it comes to the certification of halal food products is the biggest obstacle to the industry growing. Would you agree, and if so, what can be done to change it?
I agree with that because producer cannot compete in the market with other kind of product. So this also considered to be a challenge for manufacturers. But once we have standards, then they can produce in commercial bigger quantity because we have bigger number of people or markets accepting the same product.
What are we missing in the halal space? I've heard talk of millennials wanting organic ready meals and baby food that's halal certified.
We don't want people to misunderstand halal, that is a barrier to the trade. In terms of halal, unfortunately, what we are missing, the right knowledge about halal. A lot of companies, especially in Europe or Western part of the world, they don't understand halal.
What don't they understand about halal?
For example, they don't know what particularly what they need to implement or what they need to produce a halal product. Just give you an example that we went to one of European countries and the owner of the manufacturer asked me that I want to produce halal product. So I asked my team, technical team, to sit with them. They reviewed the ingredients and they changed one ingredient to cheaper ingredients. And now he's shifted 9 factories under his group to be halal. Here, actually, he saved a lot compared to what he used to do.
Now, UAE researchers are looking to develop halal-friendly gelatin from camel skin. Is this something that you're aware of, and are you looking to partner with companies to develop it?
We are in contact and we have partnership with our private sector. UAE considered to be a pioneer and leading in, let's say, camel industry. They are part of our technical committees of developing standards. So this is where we are sharing knowledge.
You think it could be a reality then in the coming years?
Yes, since we have now camel milk ice cream, chocolate, shampoo, then I think gelatin is not far from that.
In your opinion, do you think there will ever come a time when the halal food industry will outpace the wider industry?
Yes, it's coming soon. If you look at different elements or the different sectors within the global economy, you'll find the halal industry is the most sector that improving more than 15%. So it will have a good impact and payback to the industry within a couple of years.
Your Excellency, thank you so much for speaking to us today.
Thank you for the interview.
Well, that's a wrap for this week. Before I leave you, here's what caught the attention of the Inspire team on social media. A patisserie-loving Parisian woman who goes by her Instagram handle of Bai says she's delighted about the rise of halal food outlets in the French capital. US-based British national Shireen uploaded this shot of her favourite Thai restaurant in Manhattan, but says that London has more options. And London-based Fatima shared this image of her favourite burger in the Big Smoke, commenting that it's so easy to find a halal restaurant there.